Welcome here live from Mike Missayer Field here from West Genesee High School in Camillus, New York. My name's Evan Harrington alongside Joe Duffy. We have a non-league matchup here between a Section 3 club and a Section 4 club, that being West Genesee being Section 3 and Union Endicott being Section 4. Joe, we are set for a phenomenal matchup here this evening.
You gotta love it. Football is officially back in the U.S. What a great scene we have here. 74 degrees in Camillus. I cannot wait to dive in, partner.
It's going to be a phenomenal evening. And once again, this is the start here of high school football in New York State. We have the matchup between West Genesee and Union Endicott, starting with West Genesee. They are 1-0. Union Endicott not playing a game yet, but West Genesee already having a game under their belt. We will get into that more and further in a second. We will send you down to the field for the anthem and roster lineup.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please rise in joining us in a moment of silence. 24 years ago, on the morning of September 11th, 2001, the terror attacks in New York City and the Twin Towers, killing nearly 3,000 people, including members of the New York City Police Department, New York City Fire Department, and the Port Authority Police. We now ask that you please join us in a moment of silence, remembering those who lost their lives on that tragic morning. Thank you. We now ask that you please remain standing with the singing of our national anthem by West Genesee senior John Hant. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back here up in the booth. Once again, just want to say 24 years ago, the tragic 9/11 happened. We remember everyone who lost their life 24 years ago. A beautiful rendition of the anthem in a beautiful moment of silence, tribute for those who lost their lives 24 years ago. We remember. Once again, here from Mike Missayer Field at West Genesee High School, here in Camillus, New York, our matchup this evening between West Genesee and Union Endicott. My name's Evan Harrington alongside Joe Duffy. Joe, we have a phenomenal matchup here this evening between two really well-coached squads. We'll start here with West Genesee. They have a game under their belt, unlike Union Endicott so far, and it was a big one against Baldwinsville.
Yeah, their first opening season win since 2021. where they defeated the Christian Brothers Academy. In those last 4 years in the opening matchups, they usually would lose with 8 points or less in those margins. So when you saw that last week matchup and how they dominated, winning 37-20, and we'll talk more about that second half in just a second, but coming back from being down in that game against Baldwinsville, show the character of this team early. It's a great start to start off 1-0, and you just got to love that if you're Coach Joe Corley.
And we'll touch more about the second half of the first win of the season for West Genesee. Moving over to Union Endicott, we had a chance to speak with some of the coaching staff before the game, Joe, but they haven't had a game yet. A little bit of a later start to their season than they would have liked, but they got a lot of scrimmages under their belt as they prepare for this matchup.
Yeah, that's what those coaches were telling us. And look, as we don't know what we're going to see today from UE, neither do their coaches as well. This is their debut, as you were describing. They don't have a game under their belt. But from what we heard from Coach Corley, this is a physical, well-coached team. They should be disciplined. It should be a very nice matchup we're seeing here at Camillus, New York, at this West Genesee field, or Mike Messier field, excuse me. But, this is a well-coached team. They're physical. Let's see how West Genesee will respond to that physicality.
And as both teams meet up to midfield for the coin toss, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors before the game begins. Damien University. Damien University is a private non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Logistics Plus of Buffalo for all your transportation needs. Full truckload, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves. Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and right here in Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Stanley Law Firm, with locations in New York and Pennsylvania. Stanley Law combines the work and experience in dedicated personal injury lawyers. Central New York offices and conveniently located in Rochester, Watertown, Syracuse, and Binghamton. Call 888-687-3984. SUNY Cortland. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life and degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. And lastly, Patriot Home Solutions. At Patriot Home Solutions in Syracuse, New York, we help homeowners protect what matters most with reliable, energy-efficient upgrades. Patriot Home Solutions brings trustworthy service and real results to every project. Visit callpatriothomesolutions.com for a free quote.
So here we go. West Genesee won the toss. They've elected to defer to the second half, and as you said, we don't really know what UE is capable of. We're going to have a chance to see what they have in store here in Camillus to start this game off.
And Joe, set back to return is going to be the wide receiver / defensive back, the senior Chad Eldridge. Set to take the kick here. It's going to be Shakir Jones for West Genesee. And speaking with head coach Joe Corley before the game, he mentioned that there's a multitude of players at the specialties position. And here we go, the opening kickoff between West Genesee and Union Endicott here in Camillus, New York. And we are underway. A squib that's going to find its way to the far sideline and dived on by Union Endicott at about the 36-yard line.
Very smart for Colin Azarell just to hop on that one and not try to do too much with that ball near the flats. But here's our first look coming up with Joey Gennarelli for UE.
Joey Gennarelli, the senior. Number 10, his first action this season. And they will start on the 36-yard line. The motion, the handoff. Up the middle, he's stuffed for about a gain of nothing there. Joe on the carry. That was Alex Palambero.
And on the carry was Robert Mabry. You're going to see a lot of him in the backfield today for UE. Very physical, very big ball carrier for the Tigers, but only got really half a yard in there, almost no gain.
And it's a great job by the defensive front of West Genesee. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Once again, Mabry, 0 yards on the carry. And Mabry will get his number called once more, pushing forward. And a nice gain on 2nd down. Looks like it will be about a gain of 4. We'll see where the spot is. It's going to be a gain of 5. We'll bring up 3rd and 5 from the 41.
Yeah, great tackle right there by linebacker Alex Bigelow. Big 3rd down early in this game. Let's see if the Tigers can possibly move the chains or the Wildcats could get off the field, force a punt.
Third down, 3 receivers to the left. Generelli is going to throw this one over to the far side, and that's going to be incomplete as Evan Dufford was coming from his safety position, and the pass is incomplete for 4th down.
Yeah, you saw a whole bunch of pressure being generated by the Wildcats. I saw Ryan Payne right there, a defensive lineman, generating some pressure right there in the front 7. But when you generate pressure like that, don't know if Generelli can have time to really gather his pass right there to get a clean throw off, and you saw how that worked out for the Wildcats. So great first defensive drive right there for West Genesee.
And the punt's low, but it's off. It's going to go to Bullock, who had a return touchdown just a week ago in the West Genesee's opening matchup. And Bullock wasting no time trying to duplicate that. He'll find his way just shy of midfield to the 49, and great field position, Joe, for West Genesee on their first drive of the game.
I would have liked to see one more block right there near their 50. It felt like he was just one block away from really breaking that away down the sidelines. We know he's capable, as you said, 90-yard on a return on last week against Baldwinsville. But let's see near the midfield line how this Wildcats offense can start. Ali Molina, the quarterback, who Joe Corley really was positive about in our phone call with him, looks to take the field.
Ale Molina, who had 3 touchdowns in the opening matchup, and he'll find his man for a quick completion on 1st down to Brody Knox on the near side. They'll go for 9 yards, just short of the 1st down marker.
Nice little quick play for the Wildcats to get things started. Biggest play of the game.
And 2nd down and 1. This West Genesee squad has 3 running backs that they can deploy at any point in this matchup. We'll see who gets the first touch out of those 3. And that's going to be Streif bouncing forward. Looks like he has enough for the first. We'll see where the spot goes. But Xavier Streif. My bad, that was Jaden Mayweathers. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. Ball spotted on the 41-yard line, a fresh set of downs. Joe Mayweather's last week, 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown. Now Streif's going to get the carry. He'll get about 4 on it. We'll see if it's spotted for 5, but a nice job on 1st down once more as the drive is starting well here for the Wildcats.
You saw 6 guys catch a pass last week against Baldwinsville for this offense for West Genesee, but plenty of them can carry the ball on the ground as well. So you saw that with Streif, who is also wide out but can carry on the motion like that as well.
So we talked about the 3 running backs, the 3-headed monster we have seen. Streif and Mayweathers, so 2 of the 3 here so far. Jaden Barfield is the other one who did not play in week 1, but he's back for week 2, now dropping back. On second down, finds his man. That's Brody Knox over the middle. And the opening touchdown scored by West Genesee on the pass from Molina to Knox for 6.
Yeah, nothing complicated at all right there for West Genesee. Just a basic slant by Knox. Already has both catches for this offense. And just like that, 6 on the board off the slant, 35 yards, Knox to the end zone.
That is the 4th passing touchdown of the season for Molina. And with 8:41 to go, Joe, West Genesee's already in a good spot, up 6-0. And the extra point's going to be no good.
Yeah, couldn't really see what went wrong in the Braylon Kelly extra point, but nonetheless, big break right there for UE. As the pressure up the middle, it's a big thing you want to work on for special teams. And that front line, you got to get those clean shots off. Extra points could come back to bite you in the late run of a game, especially in the clutch.
Well, once again, speaking with head coach Joe Corley before the game, he talked about how Union Endicott was physical up front. And we saw West Genesee, get some good runs in, and kind of duplicate what they were doing just a week ago in the first drive of the game. But then they went 3 straight runs in a row, and then Molina drops back an empty backfield and kind of got the second-level linebackers to pull closer to the line of scrimmage, and he hit Brody Knox over the middle for a big-time score.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming also for this quarterback, Nale Molina. I mean, he was a loyal backup over the last 2 seasons, like Coach Joey Corley was saying. He throws a beautiful ball. You saw off the slant right there. Of course, it was a quick pass, but you got to get it somewhere. And, he's a very hungry player, he also says. So this whole roster, he says, is very hungry. So great start for West Genesee, showing that hunger on the first offensive drive of the game. 6-0 Wildcats.
That's after the missed extra point. And this one's going to be kicked out of bounds at the 35. A flag is thrown. So once again, back-to-back kickoffs for West Genesee, Joe, kind of kicked in the same spot. Got to wonder if that's sort of the pattern we're going to see here from the Wildcats on the special team side of things.
Yeah, you can tell that's the game plan, just to kind of pooch it. But, that one did not go nearly like the squib you saw earlier. And that's going to be a big penalty to set them up at the 40-yard line. First penalty of the ball game.
First penalty of the ball game. We will see UE move up 5 yards at the 40. Second drive of the game and season. And the handoff bouncing outside. Mabry, a good carry on first down. He'll find his way past midfield. That's a gain of 13. Gain of 8. That will bring up second down and 2, just shy of midfield. And Joe, we can see here they're trying to get number 44, Robert Mabry, involved early in this game.
Yeah, clearly they're trying to get him involved, and he's been pounding the rock. He's a big target.
And now the carry on the sweep. It's going to find number 42, Alex Palambaro. We've seen Palambaro in motion a few times early this game, Joe, and his first touch of the game is going to be positive, going for a first down.
So now in Wildcat territory, new set of downs, trying to get that ground game going. So far successful. Anxious to see when they really get the pass game going at the bottom of your screen, Bianco.
First down and 10, just past midfield. And now the handoff up the middle. Once again, Mabry, he'll fall forward for a couple.
For the most part, this front seven for the Wildcats is playing so far, really well against Mabry. 4 carries that he has for 17 yards. Approaching almost halfway in this first quarter as the ball is at the 48-yard line. Or 45-yard line, excuse me.
Second and 7, 7:30 to go. Now the handoff to Mabry. He'll push forward, and he'll just be shy of the first down marker on another nice carry. He'll bring up third down and short.
So here we go, another big third down, this time third down and short.
And you got to think here, Joe, you got to go back to Mabry one more time with the idea of you're going for it on fourth down here in a fourth and short or third and short situation.
Yeah, the Wildcats caught a break last time as they tried to roll out towards the right. Pressure up the middle caused Generelli to not really get a clean throw off, but I have to think they're going back to the ground game here.
3rd and 2 on the 40. Mabry gets his number called once more, bounces outside. Just passes the 30. That's enough for a first down and a little bit more. Mabry putting his team on his back here on the second drive of the game for UE.
Yeah, big 10-yard gain for Mabry. Indeed, putting the team on his back. They're pounding the rock, as we're seeing on this drive. Clearly have their minds made up on what the game plan is after not having such a successful 3-and-out drive to start the game.
This is a team that went 1-9 overall last year and is looking to reset that this year. And a good start here on the second drive of the game now. Generelli rolling out left. Generelli dances for a few up the far sideline. Out at the 23, it looks like. And there you go. Not seeing the passing game a lot here, but Generelli wants to get on the action as well.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do it yourself. He's tried to direct some traffic while in the pocket, but realized it was too late and took off like a jet on that left side towards his own sideline.
2nd down and 3. Ball on the 22. Mabry gets his number called once more. Mabry drags a defender forward for a first down, and that is the 3rd first down this drive for Mabry. As Joe, he just continues to turn his legs and push forward. It's an impressive drive from 44.
Yeah, you got to love it. This is what wears down a defense, just pounding the rock, unrelenting ground game like we've seen on this drive. Great response thus far from UE.
1st down and 10, ball on the 16. Generelli finds his man on the far side. Generelli finds Bianco. That's for 6, tying it up with 5:38 to go.
What a play design, play action right there. Waiting for it to develop. Generelli patient. O-line did its job as well, not allowing pressure up the middle like you saw on 3rd down earlier in the first drive of the game. And he found his man on a great route, Bianco. And we are in a tie ball game, potentially to take the lead for UE.
Larkin Bianco, his first receiving touchdown of the season. And now for the point after attempt, Cooper Morgan. More than enough. It's good. UE now leads West Genesee 7-6. And Joe, that's a very impressive drive. Most of the plays coming on the ground, ending it with Generelli in a clean pocket. Great blocking by the big boys up front, and a good strike to the far corner of the end zone.
Yeah, just a beautiful response drive. And after that first drive, I thought that maybe West Genesee could have had them figured out offensively and that they were going to try to pressure them more. But as you saw, the ground game was pertinent for the Tigers in that second drive. And Robert Mabry feasted along with Generelli. And you saw on the back end, Bianco did the rest on that front left pylon for 6.
5:38 left to go here in the opening quarter from Mike Messer Field. Once again, you are tuned in to CentralNewYorkAthletics.com's coverage of New York high school football. This is a Section 4 versus Section 3 matchup, a non-league contest. West Genesee in Class AA1, while Union Endicott's in Class A. We'll get into it in a little bit, Joe, but these teams met up in a regional matchup just a couple of seasons ago. So a little bit of history here, even though it being a non-league matchup, and these teams only see each other every so often. And now the kickoff after the Bianco touchdown is going to be whistled down. And you got to think that it's because the kicker, Cooper Morgan, didn't back here out of the commercial. 5:30 left to go from Mike Messer Field. Just before we went to break, the kickoff by Cooper Morgan was whistled down. He didn't advance the ball far enough, but a second attempt at it pushes it just past the 40-yard line. And we will see West at Genesee, Joe, once again with great field position.
Yeah, once again, great field position. Nobody's really kicking this one far. Both teams are starting near the 40-yard line, if not at midfield. So it's time for Ali Molina to see if he can respond after a great drive from that Tigers offense just moments ago.
Ali Molina, he'll pitch this one out right. That's Streif on the carry, and he'll get stuffed in the backfield by that ferocious D-line and second-level linebacker defense of Union Endicott. And he'll bring up second down and long.
And Chad Eldridge is pumped up. Get ready to hear that name a lot for the Tigers defense today. That's a loss of I believe, 4 yards on Streif's carry. 3 yards, excuse me. Setting up 2nd and 13. Risky play, but great defense right there by the Tigers.
With how good the ground game was just a week ago, Joe, you got to think going back to it, but we know that this D-line for UE is very good in their own right. And now Molina pressured. And that's Alex Palambaro with a sack in the backfield, bringing it to 3rd and very long.
Oh, the pressure was there just immediately. Left tackle didn't stand a chance. And Palambaro just imposed his will. And that's a massive loss to set up 3rd and long now for the offense of the Wildcats.
And
Loss
Joe,
of 8.
And Joe, something to note, when speaking to head coach Joe Corley before the game, he mentioned 4 of the 5 starters are new on this O-line, all seniors, and they struggled in protection a week ago, and we'll have to keep an eye on that throughout this game. 4:05 to go. It's going to be 3rd and 21, ball on the 38. This drive started on the 41. Molina evading, dancing. Molina takes off. Keeps pushing forward, but he's brought down.
Yeah, Palambaro is just right around that play yet again. Again, we're going to say that name a lot along with Eldridge tonight, but no one really to throw to right there from Molina as everybody was covered on 3rd and long. Great job right there down the middle of the field just to put him down and put that play to rest.
Once again, this evening's game is streamed on CNYAthletics.com. Go follow our socials, CNYAthletics on X, and follow Western New York Athletics on all social platforms, that being X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc. This punt a little bit short. It's caught right outside the 45. That one by TJ Walter.
As Streif tried his best right there in that punt job, but couldn't get too far. And again, we're having great field position to start for both teams. This time at the 46-yard line on now the 3rd drive for Union Endicott. And let's see if we can stack multiple drives right here if you're the Tigers after an almost flawless drive to take the lead about 10 minutes ago.
Head coach Joe Corley for West Genesee talked about how this running game is hard to stop. It'll be hard to bring down their big, elusive back, that being number 44, Robert Mabry. He'll get the carry on 1st and 10.
Mabry up to 8 rushes for 39 yards. You have to think he'll eventually punch in a touchdown later on, but he's checking off on the field.
And he's wearing number 44. And Joe, we know some of the great players in the Syracuse area that have worn 44 over their time. Second down and 10, 2:30 to go. Now the handoff bouncing it outside. That's Chad Eldridge. And almost losing the football, holds onto it somehow. Looks like it's going to be a loss of 1. If not, it will stay at 3rd and 10. 3rd down and 10. No gain on the carry.
So 3 third downs early to start each drive for the Tigers. They were unsuccessful the first time. Got it on the last time They scored that touchdown drive, and now 3rd and 9 here.
And now 3rd down and long. Taking off, Generelli. Ball's loose. Jumping on it is West Genesee. We'll see who got the football. Looks like it might have been Jaden Mayweathers, but we'll confirm it in a second, and it was number 2, Jaden Mayweathers. Saw the loose ball and jumped on it.
Big recovery, big defensive stop right there for the Wildcats. Almost cost them yet again as Generally took off, showing off that lightning speed. But now it'll be Wildcats ball at the 48.
1:40 to go at the 48 off the turnover by Generelli. A shotgun look. This one thrown to the flat. Near side. Working it. That's Colton Keller. Taken out at about the 38-yard line. A big gain on a 1st down. A great read and throw from Molina. And Joe, so far in this game, both quarterbacks haven't been asked to do a lot, but they've done what they've needed to do within the structure and system that they're asked of.
Yeah, you said it best. Nothing crazy, just a general drop off right there for Molina. His receivers have been doing a lot of dirty work for him.
And now 1st and 10. From the 38 inside UE territory. Molina going for it all. And we'll see a flag. That's a pass interference. That was TJ Walter covering Streif down the near sideline.
Yeah, he really had not even looked back. You see this a lot in college and in the league. You put your hands up and don't even look back towards the ball. And that's going to be called pretty much every single time. And that's going to be 15 right there for West Genesee.
A 15-yard penalty will advance West Genesee from the 38 to the 23. So automatically a fresh set of downs. 1:04 to go. UE leads 7-6. The handoff to Streif. Streif gets a good carry on 1st down up the middle. He'll go for about a gain of 7. Bring up 2nd down and 3. Ball on the 14. Sorry, ball on the 16. "30 seconds to go in this opening quarter. The clock is ticking. And Molina on the quarterback keeper. And he'll get blown up in the backfield. Not able to find his way for a positive gain. And with the final seconds ticking on this clock, that will be it for quarter number 1 here on CNYAthletics.com. You are tuned in to high school football coverage between West Genesee and Union Endicott. Stay with us. We will take a quick break for quarter number 2.
Welcome back to Central New York Athletics here in Camillus, New York. Mike Messer Field, Joseph Duffy, Evan Harrington. After a loss of 5 yards from the keeper Molina, it's 3rd and 8 at the 20-yard line, 16-yard line actually, of UE. 3rd and 8. Molina going towards the left side, caught. 1st down and plenty more, trying to extend for a possible touchdown.
And that's going to go to Brody Knox once again, Joe. And that connection seems to be building here for West Genesee. We saw the opening scoring drive as Molina went to Knox, and kind of a similar pattern on the slant route, putting him inside the 10.
Gain of 15 sets up 1st and goal. Wildcats trying to retake the lead deep in Tigers territory. Now in the I formation again. Streif, the running back in the backfield. He'll hand it off to him. Trying to get that yard. Is he in? The ball is loose. Is it recovered by the Tigers? No, they said his knee was down. The side judge says he was down. It should be 2nd down.
Very risky there, Joe. Obviously, Streif came in with a full head of steam out of the deep eye look in the backfield, trying to push his way past the goal line, but he got it. What could be the worst?
So here we go. 2nd and goal, 1 yard to go. Molina just going to sneak it himself. Is he in? There's no signal just yet. Still no signal, and he's still ruled not in just yet, so setting up 3rd and short, mere inches from the end zone. Still no gain. Great stand defensively right now by the Tigers.
The suspense there, Joe, was something else. You got to think this is 4-down territory.
Absolutely. 3rd down. Back in the pistol for the Wildcats. And a whistle is being blown by the officials on the field. Might have a quick conference by the officials that they're going to gather for a huddle.
We'll see what it is. West Genesee backing up to about the 15. Going back to their sideline is Molina, the quarterback.
Clock stopped at the 10-minute mark, 10-minute and 5-second mark. Wildcats down a point, trying to regain the lead. Once again, Molina under center. Let's see if he tries to go for that sneak again. He will. Is he in? This time he is. Touchdown, Wildcats. Ale Molina on the quarterback sneak. The Wildcats take the lead.
And that's a persistence push there, Joe. Obviously not able to get it on the first 2 go-arounds, but getting in that Philadelphia Eagles tush-push formation and pushing forward. Molina just a great job, and they retake the lead with 9:52 to go and a chance here to redeem themselves on the extra point attempt.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to go for 2 as Molina got the play call from the sidelines. They missed the extra point, as you were talking about, in that first drive that they scored the touchdown. But now lining up for 2 at the 3-yard line are the Wildcats. Molina joined with Streif in the backfield, this time in the shotgun. As a flag is being thrown off sides, it looks to be on the Tigers. And that is a big penalty for a 2-point conversion try.
Yeah, especially in this situation, Joe. You mentioned how big it is, and this is going to just advance them closer to the goal line, and we saw what West Genesee could do in a tight formation, goal-to-go look, and we'll see if they line up in a similar look to that here.
So half the distance to the goal after that penalty, 12-7. West Genesee is leading, trying to go for 2. Molina looking towards his right. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. The try is no good. The score will remain the same, 12-7. Once again, no extra points for West Genesee.
And this is huge right here if you are UE, because you know you already established that you can move the ball down the field and score on this West Genesee defense.
So one of those odd scores that we're seeing so far in this game as West Genesee regains the lead, leading 12-7 at Mike Messer Field. Thank you for joining us here at CNYAthletics. Joseph Duffy here alongside Evan Harrington.
Yeah, and Joe, just kind of saying my point from earlier, we know that UE can score the football on this West Genesee defense. We saw it on their long drive that they had earlier in the first quarter. And now only being down 5, you go down the field and punch in another score. That only just boosts your lead going forward because of the failed extra point attempt and the failed 2-point conversion by West Genesee already with their first 2 scores on the board.
So on the kickoff, Shakir Jones backing up. Let's see if we see more of the same with the little squibs. Went out of bounds last time for him. And we'll see more of a forward kick this time going over the head of Eldridge. Goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, we see a little collision there at the 25. One of the blockers and one of the gunners for both squads. Gotta love the physicality there, Joe. And obviously yourself being a Texas native, it's your first time seeing New York high school football. What's your first impression of it?
Well, the first thing that catches my eye is the scenery around us. What a great setting for some high school football. Gotta love the New York land that surrounds us right now. As Joey Generelli takes the field again with his offense. See if that ground game now can get going, as it was kind of hindered last time around. Mabry's no longer in the backfield. That's Eldridge joined, and he'll get the handoff with this first play. Gets a block, pointing at a defender, grabs the face mask, going out of bounds around the 36-yard line, a gain of 11. As we have an injured player, officials timeout, and we'll go ahead and take a break briefly. In a few moments, we'll be back. Back here at Mike Messer Field, Joseph Duffy, Evan Harrington. Game is momentarily put on hold as an injured player is on the field for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make out which player for West Genesee is down on the field, but obviously we wish the best for him as he slowly sits up. And it looks to be number 10, Jaden Barfield. And Barfield, when speaking to head coach Joe Corley, just an impactful player on both sides of the ball, and we wish the best there for number 10 for West Genesee. Number 10's an absolute baller, and wish him the best and hopefully see him on the field here soon.
So fresh set of downs for the Tigers after the 12-yard gain from Chad Eldridge in the backfield. The run game looking more patent as now Robert Mabry is checked back in the backfield.
And we know the damage he can do.
Hand off to him. Now he goes towards midfield. Gets tackled for about a gain of 6. Been running physical all game. You saw it again. And again, Coach Joey Corley was talking about the physicality of this team. And it's now 2nd and 4.
This is a very physical Union Endicott squad, whether that's their running game, the big boys up front, offensively or defensively. It's a tough
2nd
squad
and
all
4.
around.
Mabry on the right side. Runs into his own man. Cutting back towards the middle of the field. Tackled near the midfield line, but not before. Another first down. 7-yard gain for Robert Mabry.
And that looked exactly like a prime Marshawn Lynch run. It's, if you're in my way, I'm going to get you out of my way. Mabry just continues to show why he is the lead tailback on this squad, and he continues to just have an outstanding evening. And we're not even halfway through the second quarter yet, and he's already having a great drive here so far.
So at the 49-yard line, Mabry 10 carries for 51 yards. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Generelli, play action, rolling out towards his left. Just going to keep it for himself. Showing off that speed again. Just going to go out of bounds around the 39-yard line. A gain of 10.
And the one thing I love about Generelli right there is the move he made in the field probably got him an extra 4 or 5 yards, making a move around that linebacker just to keep himself in bounds and not electing to slide. He wanted to play towards the sideline, and Joe, that what may have got him past the 40 instead of being at the 45.
The lone score for the Tigers came on their second drive of the ball game. Generelli to Larkin Bianco, number 7 at the bottom of your screen. You have to think his name will be involved somewhat in this drive coming up. 1st and 10 at the 39 of the Wildcats. Hand off to Mabry. Again, a big hole chopping through the defense of the Wildcats. Another first down. Gain of 14.
And that goes back to the point from head coach Joe Corley. It's hard to bring him down. And you saw that right there. If there wasn't another defender, that being the free safety, bringing him down, he may have spun out for a touchdown. That's just how physical and imposing that number 44, Mabry, is running right now.
Approaching the 8-minute mark of the quarter. Ball at the 26 of West Genesee.
And if you're head coach Tommy Bellino, you got to just love what you're seeing from this drive.
Another handoff to Mabry on the left side, getting a good block from Bianco and just going out of bounds as Mabry after a gain of about 6. Getting huge chunks in every carry now is Robert Mabry.
And now Mabry head towards the sideline, and it's a well-deserved rest.
Yeah, absolutely. That's about to say. It's
It's
a well-deserved breather. Getting massive gains off of every carry so far in the second quarter. Already had a spectacular first quarter as it was, and now Chad Eldridge checked back in the backfield, joined with Generelli. 2nd and 3. As that one is carried by number 43 and Alex Palambero off the sweep. First down for the Tigers, moves the chains, a gain of 4. Palambero's 2nd carry of the game, now up to 2 carries for 8 yards.
And this Union Endicott squad last year would finish as the 3 seed in Class A for Section 4, falling in the semifinals to crosstown rival Vestal. But this looks like a different squad this year, Joe.
So getting in the thick of the red zone now are the Tigers. 1st and 10. Handoff to Eldridge, going to the left side, getting 2 blocks, trying to spin out of a tackle, and gets mob tackled by 3 Wildcats. One of the shorter gains you've seen, ironically, for the Tigers on this drive, but nonetheless a gain of about 3 yards, I believe.
And now you're going to see Eldridge go to the sideline, but coming back into the game is Mabry. And that's just the complementary running game that this UE squad has. When Mabry needs a rest for a couple of plays, you got guys like number 33, Eldridge, coming into the game and taking a little bit of the workload off number 44.
Just wearing down this front 7 of West Genesee. 2nd and 7, 10-yard line. Mabry in the handoff, up the middle, met with force. And he's going to get pushed back for no gain.
And as the running game has been working very well here for UE on this drive and throughout the first half, you got to think that at some point West Genesee is going to, adapt their defense to the run, and we'll have to see the pass come out here at some point. And this is kind of the same position that we saw the Generelli touchdown pass to Bianco on their second drive of the game in the first quarter.
So another big third down for this UE offense. They've had it every single drive. 3rd and 7.
Bianco on the near side, one-on-one.
Generelli with time, going towards the right side. Palambero in there for the touchdown on the crosser. Regaining the lead of the Tigers. Touchdown, UE.
And Palambero finding his way into the end zone on a great read. You saw the quarterback, Generelli, starting from left, going to right, going through his progressions and his reads, and he found the check down on the crosser like you mentioned there, Joe, and that's a great job by the senior quarterback, Generelli, of just staying within the system, playing in a good, clean, blocked pocket, finding his man.
Now on the extra point, it is good. And it's a 13-12 game. The Tigers regain the lead. 14-12 lead, with 6:19 left in the second quarter. What a flawless drive yet again by this UE offense.
Another flawless drive. His numbers called on third down situations, he delivers. He's not asked to go out there and throw the ball 20 times a half and go win the game himself. He's got a great system in front of him, a great coaching staff led by Tommy Bellino. And he plays within the system, relies on the running game, and he makes the key passes when he needs to. He's been great so far and just executed perfectly. I talked about it earlier. We know that this Union Endicott squad can move the ball. They can score. And 2 flawless drives for them. No mistakes special teams-wise as they are up 2 now. And maybe we'll see West Genesee having to play catch-up with the 2 failed point after and 2-point conversion attempts.
Yeah, he's looked flawless under pressure. Hardly looks phased when he gets hit. As that one is squibbed by Morgan. Takes a high bounce. Will get recovered near the 30-yard line. The clock running. The ball is loose, but recovered quickly by the Wildcats, crossing the 50-yard line. Still breaking tackles, trying to cut towards the middle, but running into his own man. That looked to be Justin Chavez, who made that massive play that may have had his coaches screaming at him initially, but he took off in a hurry. And now they're in Tigers territory to start off this next drive.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. But Chavez picked it up and just kind of ran with it and found the open space and put his team in great position. It seems like off every kickoff, West Genesee finds their own way to have great field position, whether that's due to a flag, a good return, a fumble that leads to a good return.
So at the 33-yard line now to start this 4th drive. Molina going deep downfield. Great defense it looked to be, but actually a flag will be thrown as Molina was looking towards Evan Dufford on the right side.
Yeah, it looks like the flag's going to go on number 25, Jasir James.
So the 15-yard penalty for pass interference will move the chains early for the Wildcats, as there's a player down the field. An old lineman will maybe sidestep for a second in Central New York Athletics. Again, we welcome you to CentralNewYorkAthletics.com. Joseph Duffy, Evan Harrington on the call here at Mike Massera Field in Camillus, New York. The West Genesee Wildcats offense in the groove, trying to regain the lead. It's been back and forth early here at their home field. New set of downs after a pass interference call, as Molina will hand off to Jaden Mayweathers. who's running tough for about a gain of 7 yards.
And we're seeing both running games be efficient and be effective. And right there, the three-headed monster that West Genesee has in the running back room they have, that's, once again, Jaden Mayweathers. And we haven't seen a big run yet here from West Genesee, but kind of just little collective ones that have slowly got their way down the field.
Mayweathers last week had 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown, a monster game in a 37-20 victory against Baldwinsville. As that one's tossed toward him, towards the left, trying to go for that first down marker. He'll look to get it, and he will right at the marker. A gain of about 4 or 5 yards. Might be just a shy short.
And that is a great open field tackle by number 33, Chad Eldridge. And we talked about him as a ball carrier offensively, backing up Mabry. But he's even better defensively as one of the top defenders on this UE squad.
Yeah, they'll roll that a new set of downs, and now it's 1st and goal at the 8-yard line for the Wildcats. 2 receivers out wide for West Genesee. Mayweather still in the backfield. Now Molina off the slant, trying to go for the touchdown. It'll be caught nonetheless by Brody Knox, excuse me. It'll go down at about the 1-yard line. A very tough physical catch in the red zone.
And we've seen that that's the third time throughout this first half that Molina and Knox have worked that connection on the ball over the middle on the slant pass. But great job by the defensive backs for UE of not allowing Knox to cross the goal line for what had been his 2nd score of the game.
So Molina under center at the 1-yard line. Handoff to Mayweathers, pushing in easily for the touchdown. West Genesee back on top.
And that's Mayweather's 4th touchdown of the season. And he just continues to have a great start to his 2025-26 campaign. And, you know, that drive was really led by the fumble on special teams that led to the return, putting them inside the 35.
So Braylon Kelly trying to see if he can make the first extra point of the day. And it's blocked yet again by the Tigers. No extra points at all given up by this Tigers defense. So 3 touchdowns on the board, no extra points for West Genesee. Nonetheless, they have the lead 18-14, courtesy of a Jaden Mayweather's touchdown, his 4th of the season.
And Joe, we know some of the phases of football, offense and defense, but one that's kind of forgotten a little bit is special teams. And special teams being the 3rd phase matters a lot. And this is the difference of the game being tied and them being down 4 off the failed extra point and 2-point conversion attempts.
So 3 minutes and 52 seconds left here at Mike Messer Field. Share this stream on CNYAthletics.com to whomever you choose. It's a great ball game thus far, but also follow CNY Athletics on X, formerly Twitter, and WNY Athletics, Western New York Athletics, on all platforms.
Yeah, and I just want to give a quick thanks to Frank Wolf, Tim Gardner, Heidi Gunther, and the rest of the Western New York Athletics team, because we are based out of Western New York, mainly Buffalo, coming over here to Central New York, looking to expand the coverage of high school sports, whether that's football, basketball, hockey, etc. The amount of high school coverage that we are bringing is great, and it's great for these programs and athletes to showcase their phenomenal skills on the field, pitch, playing surface. Once again, thank you to all of our people.
Shakir Jones on the kickoff, Eldridge on the return. See if he can make some magic here as he's trying to find a block on the left side. He just may have one, crossing the 35, crossing the 40, out at about the 46. Great return right there by Chad Eldridge, as he's trying to almost showboat, and that'll cost him, as a flag will be thrown to the sidelines as he was trying to point towards the direction that his team was supposed to go in front of the faces of West Genesee. And that is not what you want to see right there.
Yeah.
Here, Tommy Bolina.
Yeah, obviously, Chad Eldridge maybe could have been called for a taunt earlier in the second quarter, where he was, kind of waving his finger and pointing at the West Genesee defense, and maybe the refs gave him a warning at first, and that was the second time doing so, and obviously being penalized for it. But on a great return like that, these penalties are only going to neutralize your team.
Yeah, that wasn't the deepest kick of the game that we've seen from either team.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of squibbing today.
It was a great return as well.
Great return, and ends up costing him 15. As the Tigers will start at about the 32-yard line.
But at the same time, looks like, not exactly sure here. It looks like head coach Tommy Bellino having a quick word with the official.
Yeah, all the way on the other side, almost near the West Genesee sidelines.
Yeah, and you got to think it might be a clarification call on Eldridge.
Well, also because he's trying to talk with the official who actually threw the flag.
Yeah.
So he decided to go himself and walk towards the 25-yard line to talk to the side judge who called the flag on Eldridge for taunting.
Yeah, just a quick little back and forth conversation between the officials and head coach Tommy Bellino.
Through 4 drives today, the Tigers have punted, scored a touchdown, fumbled, and then scored another touchdown. Let's see what they can do as we're approaching the end of the first half. 3 minutes and 41 seconds left. Down 4 is UE. And Robert Mabry joined back in the backfield with Gennarelli. And he'll get that handoff. Trying to churn his legs for this time only a short gain of about 2. Up to 13 carries for 59 yards is Robert Mabry.
Just going back to the conversation that we had with head coach for West Genesee, Joe Corley, he talked about how physical this offensive line up front is for UE, and they just continue to create
impose
enough,
their will, yeah.
impose themselves up front, but also just create enough running lanes and gaps for Mabry or Eldridge just to find their way through for those extra 2 or 3 yards that is being created by this line up front.
2nd and 8. Gennarelli looking for Bianco. He was covered, so he's going to direct him towards the sidelines. He's covered again. A flag is thrown on the play, and Gennarelli is hype about it.
Gennarelli evading pressure, rolling out to the left, maybe thought about running downfield, but he saw his big-time target in Larkin Bianco having a step on the defensive back, and the ball was a little over the top of Bianco, maybe not in the most catchable position, but either way, the penalty was called.
Initially tried to get him off the slant, but it was well covered down low. So as he was rolling out towards his left, Gennarelli tried to point in the direction that he wanted Bianco to go in. Again, it was well covered, but the defender got a little handsy. So it's a gain of 15, and now the ball at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10. Mabry again with the handoff on the right side. Has a decent hole on the right. And gets about a gain of 8. As the clock is slowly winding down yet again, approaching the end of this first half.
And Joe, if you are Union Endicott, this kind of played perfectly for you. You had your initial return to about midfield. You got moved back because of the taunting penalty, but you drained a minute off the clock, and the penalty that was taken on the defense put you right back at the same spot, and you still have 3 timeouts, and now you have a chance to waste the clock and score.
2nd and 2, Gennarelli dropping back, gets pressured and taken down. Alex Bigelow off the sack. A loss of about 5.
And that's a big-time defensive player for this Wildcat squad, that being Alex Bigelow. And now, no timeout taken yet. We're seeing the Tigers kind of just take their time here.
As it looks like a timeout will finally be called by the Tigers at 1:34 left in this first half.
Yeah, and this is a spot right now, 1:34 left. Union Endicott has a chance here, down 4, nearing the end of the half, to kind of propel themselves in front.
And that was a great point you were making, though, as it ended up actually working out in the favor of UE. The clock winding down in the process. If they do score here, that's huge for this team. But do remember that West Genesee gets the ball at the top of the second half as they deferred for the second. If they end up surrendering the lead right here to the Tigers, that'd be huge right here entering into that second half. But if they got that ball back after, say, UE punted right there, or they scored quickly, they could have had a chance to score down the field and possibly score at the top of the second half.
And the Tigers have been very key on third down here this evening. And we'll see if they got another one in them. Down 4, trying to push the ball deeper into the Wildcats squad. And Generelli, who has had a good game so far, looking to extend it.
So 3rd and 6 at the 47-yard line. Generelli dropping back, pressured again, rolling out towards his right side. Going to fire it towards the right at Eldridge. It is caught and secured. Is he out of bounds?
And a flag thrown.
Flag is thrown at the end of the play. Let's see what this one was. Clock stopped momentarily for a penalty.
The refs discussing.
It was a gain of 23 for Eldridge.
And UE is moving up, so gotta think this is gonna be against West Genesee. It is.
So it's gonna personal foul, horse collar tackle on West Genesee. So tack on a few more extra after the 23-yard gain from Eldridge.
And it just seems anytime Eldridge is around the play, there's going to be a flag thrown on this drive. Second one this drive, but Eldridge is a heck of a ball player, and we've seen him make plays offensively on the special team side of things and defensively. Just a great all-around player.
1:25 left in the first half. 1st and 10 at the 12. Pressured against Generelli. It finds a way to escape. Cutting across the middle. Making a juke. Spinning into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. What a play. What a move. And the Tigers regain the lead.
And that is a playmaker's play right there, Joe. Pressure inside the pocket. Generelli evading and not only extending the play to keep it alive, but he has the wherewithal of where to be and just finding his way up through the middle of the defense, splitting through the second level, making a man miss, but then only that, spinning his way into the end zone for a clean one. It's beautiful.
Looks like a man ran a little bit late for UE. So now Cooper Morgan on the extra point try. That one is blocked. And the try is no good. So now an extra point miss for the UE Tigers. The score is 20-18 with 1:18 left in the second quarter. And Evan, what a game we've had thus far. The lead.
Yeah. I mean, Joe, this is the first game of the season for Union Endicott. Doesn't look like it's their first game of the season. It looks like this team has played 3 or 4 games, and same with West Genesee. This team only has played 1, and that just can show you how good both of these squads can be when it comes to the late weeks of October, early November. When both these teams are pushing for a Section 4 and a Section 3 championship. And, stay with us here in the fourth quarter because we got a little bit of a cool story that these teams kind of met up a couple years ago. We'll touch on that game in a little bit, but both these squads are just, playing some really good football here. And we talked about the comparison between Texas high school football and New York high school football. It's both really good here on display.
As Morgan squibs that one on the left side. Gets popped on the left side near the 38-yard line. Great tackle right there by the Tigers. As it looked to be Liam Breen who tried to make a move after receiving that squib. Never easy to secure on the return. But now 1 minute and 14 seconds left in this first half. Would be a crucial score here for the Wildcats, but if you're UE, you definitely need to stop here as the Wildcats get the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see the approach that West Genesee takes, because you don't want to give the ball back to the Tigers, but at the same time, you want to score to retake that lead. You got all 3 timeouts, 1 minute 14 to go. Just shy of the 40-yard line. It'll be a good chance here for Molina and company.
1st and 10 at the 38. Defender for the Tigers jumps off sides. Look to be Palambero.
And it looks like it might go against West Genesee. No.
Yeah, offsides. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty to move them up.
I don't know how they do it. West Genesee always finds a way to start their field position past the 40. I don't know. No matter how, whether the fumble, a penalty on their first play from the drive, they always find a way to start past the 40.
So again, 1st and 5 now. Going towards the middle of the field, intercepted by Eldridge. The Tigers are in motion, trying to evade a tackle, but taken down. That is a huge turnover for UE. First turnover of the game for either team, actually the second for either team.
Yeah, so now we've seen both quarterbacks make a mistake. The fumble earlier by Generelli, and now the interception thrown by Molina. Joe, there's only 1 minute 4 left. They're at midfield. The Tigers now up to have a chance to do what maybe they didn't think was possible here in the later parts of the first half, which was not only get on top and have the lead, but extend it and potentially go up 10.
What a game thus far. What a first half for Chad Eldridge. As Generelli getting pressured. Once again evades pressure. Going towards the left side. Can it be caught? It won't. Incomplete. As he was looking for. Looks to be Jasir James, who was wide open. No one in his vicinity. The clock stopped at 57 seconds. Really just enough time, like we've seen this offense work quickly for the Tigers. They have plenty of time to go down the field.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here, Joe, if you saw a little bit of a screen play here from Union Endicott.
And timeout for West Genesee. Trying to regather after that turnover they just committed from Molina to Eldridge.
Yeah, you know, this is a chance for them to regroup and, you know, defensively speak to Coach Corley and offensively speak to head coach Bellino. And I think I'm going to go back to my point there of, like, you might see a screenplay or a short yardage situation offensively for UE just because they're thinking that you might hit them with a run game or you might drop back and throw a deep ball, because they've tried to attack downfield offensively. I don't think they've really tried to work the screen game in there yet, and they got some playmakers on this squad. I would not disagree with the screen to Larkin Bianco here. Get him in open space, or Eldridge, because we know what he can do in open space. So he's on the field. I wouldn't be surprised here getting the ball to Eldridge in space. That would, you know, be something I would like to see here.
So we do thank you for joining us here in CNY Athletics. Joseph Duffy and Evan Harrington on the call here at Mike Messer Field. It's a 2018 ball game as the Tigers of Union Endicott are trying to extend their lead going into the end of this first half. West Genesee will have the ball to start off the second half. 2nd and 10. As firing towards the right side, no one home, as that was just a little bit wayward in the direction of Larkin Bianco.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication there. It looked like the quarterback, Generelli, thought that Bianco was going to kind of stay more vertically going downfield and stay vertical, but Bianco kind of sat on the soft coverage he was given, worked his way inside, and that one just a bit outside, incomplete.
3rd and 10, 2 receivers left as Mabry gets the handout, trying to run out that clock. It's Tommy Bellino in this offense. It'll do the job, as it'll be a loss of about 6 yards. West Genesee will not call a timeout to stop the clock, and it will continue to wind.
A bit interesting there. Obviously, with 2 timeouts, he would have been able to stop the clock. And with the way West Genesee starts their field position, they're always past the 40, it seems to be. Would have been interesting to see, but obviously with the last drive going, the interception, you might think that head coach Joe Corley might just want to take this one into the half.
And it looks like the offense for the Tigers might just do it themselves to get into the half, as we're at 8 seconds left in the first half. The clock continuing to wind. They'll call a timeout themselves to try to get a clean punt off, as the play clock was winding down. 6 seconds stopped on the clock as the Tigers lead 20-18 in this first half. What a ball game we've seen thus far. What a game from Chad Eldridge of the Tigers. Great back and forth competition from these local teams.
And Joe, the best thing is, we're not even through the first half of it yet.
Yeah, just amazing what we have in store so far here in Camillus, New York, and Mike Messer Field. Again, we do invite you to share the stream, possibly CNYAthletics, or to subscribe or follow the accounts on X, formerly Twitter, Western New York Athletics, the same on all platforms, same handle. As back on the field are the UE Tigers on 4th and 17 at their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here maybe if Generelli took the punt, backed up a few yards, kind of ran out the clock, then punted it out of bounds. We'll see what he does here, though.
As Generelli will do just that, waits a little bit, punts it towards the side of the Wildcats. Tackle missed by the Tigers, but taken right there by Streif, trying to make a move and taken down, and that'll do it for the first half. UE regained the lead at the very end thanks to a touchdown, a 12-yard gain from the ground on Generelli, evading tackles left and right, cutting up the middle, and making a miraculous rushing touchdown to give UE a 20-18 lead, and they'll hang on with that lead going into the locker rooms. Our sponsors for today's game are Damon University. Damon University is a private, non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduates and graduate-level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. Call 716-671-4341. Again, that's 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Logistics Plus of Buffalo. For all of your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and right here in Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Stanley Law Firm, with locations in New York and Pennsylvania. Stanley Law combines the work of experienced and dedicated personal injury lawyers. Central New York offices conveniently located in Rochester, Watertown, Syracuse, and Binghamton. Call 888-687-3984. SUNY Cortland. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities. A medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. And Patriot Home Solutions. At Patriot Home Solutions in Syracuse, New York, we help homeowners protect what matters most with reliable, energy-efficient upgrades. Patriot Home Solutions brings trustworthy service and real results to every project. Visit callpatriothomesolutions.com for a free quote. So 20-18 after this first half in Mike Massera Field here in Camillus, New York. The UE Tigers leading against West Genesee Wildcats. We'll be right back here in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere on CNY Athletics. Welcome back to CNYAthletics. The UE Tigers leading here at Mike Masser Field 20-18 against the West Genesee Wildcats. Thank you for joining us here this evening. My name is Joseph Duffy. I'm joined alongside Evan Harrington. Also, we want to thank everybody on this crew. Conan McLaughlin running the camera. Aaron McLaughlin, our main producer here. This game, we want to remind you, is sponsored by Richmond Vona, LLC, Damon University, Logistics Plus of Buffalo, G&G Fitness, Stanley Law Firm, SUNY Cortland, Patriot, and Patriot Home Solutions. So, Evan Harrington, it's been a very back-and-forth game. We've seen some flags for taunting. We've seen some pass interferences called. But nonetheless, it's a two-point game, any man's ball game.
Yeah, it's any team's ball game here, and both teams are playing phenomenal here. So while both teams have surrendered a turnover, but outside of that, it's been a clean football game for both squads here so far. We're seeing some great running of the football from Union Endicott and some stingy defense here from West Genesee as they will start with the ball here in the second half.
Yeah, they've been pounding the rock. That is the UE Tigers. Robert Mabry, 15 carries for 61 yards. Didn't end well from the end of that first half as he lost 6 as the clock bled out, but had 15 carries for 61 yards. Also, their quarterback, Generelli, had 6 carries for 43 yards, one of them being a 12-yard rushing touchdown to give them the lead at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, and it looks like we have about 2 minutes and 30 seconds added on here before we start things up here for the second half. But going back to the point with Mabry, at one point he had 10 rushes for 51 yards. He was averaging 5 yards a carry. And I think at one point, Joe, West Genesee kind of just said, we're going to sell out against the run. If that's what UE is going to bring to the table and do offensively against our defense, we are going to load the box, and our front seven, we're going to fill the safety down low. We're going to do a nice job of containing and stopping the run. And for the most part, that's what they did throughout the later parts of the second half. Obviously, Generelli put a stop to that with the insane individual effort that he put on in the red zone, retaking the lead for his squad.
You talk about the offense right there, Mabry and Generelli, but how about the defense also? And one of the players in Chad Eldridge, who's played both sides of the ball tonight. What a game. What a first half performance.
All 3 phases. He's made plays on special teams. He's made plays as a ball carrier offensively. And I think the best aspect of his game that you're not going to see on the stat sheet or the score box is his defensive snaps. He's a downhill football player, makes great open field tackles, and obviously we saw the interception that he had there in the second quarter off the throw from Molina.
If you're wondering why West Genesee has 18 points, they've scored 3 touchdowns tonight, but no extra points secured. They missed an extra point. They couldn't get a 2-point try, and then their third extra point by kick was blocked. So no extra point successful tonight. If they had it, they'd be leading this game for sure.
And it's a catch-22, Joe. We talked about the first half of West Genesee's victory, 37-20 over Baldwinsville in their opening matchup of the season. Special teams won them that game. It was off a Ray Bullock 90-yard kickoff return, which put them up 24-20 when they were down 18-20. A very similar score that we see right now here, Joe. And you got to think, can the towel be told twice?
Who knows? I mean, this team last week may have been in that same position. We saw what happened with the 90-yard kickoff return. And Alan Molina catching fire with 3 passing touchdowns last week. Got his 4th earlier in this game, a 35-yard touchdown strike to Brady Knox. Then he also ran one in on a quarterback sneak. So here we go in the start of the second half. 2-point game. Tigers leading by 2.
And you got to think offensively that they're going to look to get more players involved. 6 players caught passes last week for the Wildcats. Not shaping up like that so far here.
So here we go. Cooper Morgan kicking us off in the second half. A nice squib taken by West Genesee and tackled at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that was Shakir Jones who recovered the kickoff, and a nice job of not allowing the ball to spill around the bodies coming towards it and corralling that football and taking the hit there from the pursuing Gunners for Union Endicott.
So we've seen Shakir Jones kick off all game today for West Genesee, but also have a brief return. And now setting the ball up for his Wildcats at the 43-yard line of West Genesee. And out comes Ale Molina, trying to see if he can take this lead again, which they haven't had in quite a while now. 1st and 10. Ale Molina trying to dump it off with pressure, and that one is caught by Brody Knox, his 5th catch of the game. An 8-yard reception. He is the leading receiver of the game for West Genesee.
Yeah, that's just kind of going back to my point of the 6 different pass catchers a week ago for West Genesee. Brody Knox, 3 receptions, which led the way for them last week. He had 36 yards, no score, a score this week. Once again, he's off to a hot start here, and the connection with Molina is building up.
2nd and 2 handoff. Molina, I believe that was Mayweather's on the handoff.
Yeah, and it'll be an interesting situation here, Joe. It's going to be 3rd down and short. Already, you got to think this is 4-down territory if you don't convert it.
Not much offense on the ground tonight for West Genesee. Mayweather's has the most with 17 yards. And that's off 5 carries.
Yeah, a week ago they had 2 touchdowns on the ground for 90 yards. Not close to that total here so far.
3rd and short, handoff to Mayweather's again. Has a little bit of a stutter step, but taken down right near the line of scrimmage. And they're going to lose about 2 yards on 3rd down to set up 4th and 3. Big stop by the front 7 of the Tigers.
And right there, Joe, that is Tiger football. Number 43, the linebacker, TJ Walter, not even hesitating, blowing the play up in the backfield, not allowing the ball carrier to even come close to the 1st down marker. And if it was 4th and 1, potentially on a gain of 1, you might see the offense still out on the field, but the negative play is going to result in the punting unit coming out for West Genesee.
So at the 50-yard line, Xavier Streif punting this one off for the Wildcats. Chad Eldridge calls fair catch at about the 21, and that's where UE will start their first drive of the 2nd half. What a great stop defensively for that front 7 of UE.
Yeah, going back to the point when talking to head coach Joe Corley for the Wildcats, he talked about how good this defensive line for UE is, and you're seeing it on display there. Now, mind you, dating back last week in their opening matchup, West Genesee ran the ball 26 times for 90 yards, which is a good clip in itself, but they weren't averaging over 5 yards a carry. There was still some room to improve there, but now we are not seeing that rushing attack find its way off the ground.
So now for the Tigers of Union Endicott, 9:53 on the clock for 3rd quarter. Joey Generelli handing it off to Robert Mambury, trying to bounce off a tackle. Did so successfully, but was taken down the 2nd time for a loss of about 3. Check that, a loss of about 2 possibly.
Yeah, Robert Mabry brought down in the backfield for a loss of 2. And that's what you're going to have to do here defensively if you're West Genesee. You're going to have to neutralize that run game and make Generelli pass in situations outside of 3rd and short.
2nd and 12. Palambero on the motion, gets the sweep again. His 3rd carry of the game, breaks about 2 tackles. Gains about 3 yards to make it 3rd and 9 for Union Endicott.
And Alex Bigelow defensively may have not got him right away at the line of scrimmage, but he did enough to kind of slow the ball carrier up enough for the rest of the defense to rally towards the ball carrier and not allowing number 42, Palambaro, to take off, because once he slipped that tackle from Bigelow, it looked like he was about to go for a big carry there, Joe.
So let's see if West Genesee has a 3rd down stop of their own. The ball is at the 23, 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Generally play action fake, rolling out towards his left. Trying to just carry it himself. He might have gotten the first down. It's going to be close. He did for a gain of about 12 yards, enough for the first down and plenty more.
And what worked so well right there was going downfield was Larkin Bianco, and he took the corner with him, opening up that rushing lane for Gennarelli to find his way towards the first down marker. If that's a shallow route on the near sideline, the defensive back makes a play on Gennarelli.
Hand off to Mambry, caught in the backfield, breaks a tackle, keeps bouncing towards his left, stiff arms towards the sidelines. He has been dynamic all game long. This time for a gain of 7. Whistle blows as a man is down for West Genesee. Looks to be Evan Dufford. And we're going to take a quick break here on CNY Athletics. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Back here in CNY Athletics, that one looked to be dumped off towards the right side on 2nd and 3 to Palombarro. Good for a first down and plenty more.
And once again, we've seen it throughout this game, Joe. Gennarelli does a phenomenal job of extending the play. He knows how to live in the pocket, but also knows when to bounce out of the pocket and extend plays with his legs and keep the play alive. And he did that on the rushing touchdown earlier in the second quarter and did that there, picking up the first down.
Gain of 11, second catch of the game for Palombarro. 1st and 10 for the Tigers, hand off to Mambry again for about a gain of 3. Trying to wear down that defensive line again of West Genesee. 18 carries for 69 yards. Robert Mambry, the running back for the Tigers.
Yeah, Mabry's been just wearing down this defensive line of West Genesee and just continues to do so.
2nd and 8 at the 44. Mabry, another handoff, consecutively going again, trying to plow his way for the first down. He got it, and about 2 extra, 10-yard gain for Robert Mabry.
And there was his big run here in the second half. Mabry has done a nice job of just slowly wearing down the defense, but big first run of the second half there for number 44.
Union Endicott trying to extend their lead, possibly have the largest lead of the game for either team. Now Larkin Bianco at the bottom of your screen has not gotten a catch in quite a while. Had a 16-yard touchdown earlier in the first half as maybe tries to spin out of a tackle. End up not gaining any yards.
And another one of those big-time linebackers for West Genesee, that being Logan Willis. We've seen him make a few big plays here throughout this game, and another one. It's not easy to tackle number 44, Mabry, and he did a nice job there, just stopping the rush for a gain of nothing.
Very methodical, drawn-out drive for the Tigers as we approach just under 6 minutes in this third quarter. 2nd and 10 at the 34 of West Genesee. Generally's handoff to Chad Eldridge, who's checked back in the backfield with a burst of energy. A flag is thrown after a gain of 5. So hold everything.
Yeah, you see the O lineman, Davidson, kind of pointing towards West Genesee's sideline. Oh, you're going to see number 33, Eldridge, hop off the field.
And holding is called on the offensive line.
I hope the best there for number 33.
But also face mask called on West Genesee, so the penalties will offset each other. And we'll be right back at 1st and 10. Replay second down, excuse me, 2nd and 10. After that no gain earlier on the drive from Mabry. 5:40 on the game clock as it will now continue to wind. Ball at the 34 of the Wildcats. Handoff to Mabry, caught in the backfield, and he will be taken down for a loss. What a tackle right there by Ryan Payne. The TFL to lose a few yards to the Tigers.
Yeah,
We'll
Ryan.
set up 3rd and long.
Ryan Payne, the big 6'1" defensive end, just not allowing Mabry to find his way anywhere near the first down marker, and just kind of brought him along the line of scrimmage.
So you have to think that West Genesee is going to try to drop back here in coverage on 3rd and long. We've seen Generelli, when they do drop back, he knows how to take off if his receivers are covered. So his legs are now a threat.
Eldridge back in the game.
In motion was Eldridge. The ball bobbled off the snap as that one's dumped off towards the right side. It's Palambero wide open, trying to go ahead for a 1st down. He's just a little bit short. But what a great dump off play right there by Generelli towards Palambero to set up 4th and short.
For UE, they have a good kicker in number 20, Cooper Morgan. But I think if you are the Tigers here, you have to keep your offense on the field and push that lead even further. Keep the clock going here in the late parts of the 3rd quarter. Don't let West Genesee find their way back into this game, and they're going to do so.
In the first half, the ground game was automatic. So far in the 3rd quarter, not so much. But if you need 1 yard, there's a man in the backfield who can get that for you. And it'll actually be Generelli off the sneak, and he'll get it rather easily. You have to think the front 7 didn't expect that for the Wildcats. It'll be a gain of about 4 yards to move the chains.
It looked like Generelli just kind of walked forward there.
Yeah.
Is it not a non-typical quarterback sneak?
So official timeout for injury on the field, and we'll go ahead and take a break here on CNY Athletics. Don't go anywhere. Back here on CNY Athletics, Joseph Dovey and Evan Harrington. Good sign for Union Endicott to have Alex Palambero, who's had a great game thus far, to be going back towards the sidelines.
Yeah, wish the best there for number 42, a tough runner, Palambero, one of the engines on this UE offense.
Nonetheless, fresh set of downs for the Tigers as they're approaching the red zone. Generelli rolling out towards his right. Again, going to tuck it and take it himself. Getting at least 7 yards and out of bounds. It looks like the crowd is a little bit upset. And we have another injured player on the field. We'll go ahead and take another break on the CNY Athletics. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Welcome back to CNY Athletics as we are still momentarily paused for an injured player on the field for West Genesee. Sure hope he's all right. Looks to be Xavion Davidson. Got a little bit shaken up on the far side of the field. Again, thank you for joining us here on the call. Joseph Duffy alongside Evan Harrington. It's a 20-18 ball game, and again, as we hope that Mr. Davidson can get back on his feet. It's been quite the beautiful night here in Camillus, New York.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really say it any better yourself there, Joe, about the night here in Camillus, New York. Obviously, the beginning of the high school football season here in Central New York. Obviously, a Section 3 and Section 4 matchup in this non-league contest between West Genesee and Union Endicott. And it's been a great start to the year. Obviously, West Genesee already having a game under their belt with their 37-20 win over Baldwinsville. But this is the first test of the year for Union Endicott, and I think they're doing really well here so far. Obviously, in the lead 20-18. But, you know, your first matchup, you never know how it's going to go. This is a team that has played a lot of scrimmages and a lot of non-league competition like that before the actual start of the regular season, but also a far drive up the I-81 here, Joe, down near Binghamton in the southern tier. It's about an hour and a half drive for them, so obviously coming off the bus, you know, had to get their legs working, and it's been on full display here tonight.
Yeah, trying to extend their lead, 2018, to potentially the largest lead of the game for either team. It's been back and forth all game long, and glad to see Xavion Davidson back on his feet as he gets a rowdy applause from the West Genesee faithful here in Camillus and Mike Masser Field. Never want to see players hurt in games like these. These young kids really put their bodies on the line to play hard for their teams, their coaches, their fans, their parents. As it'll set up 2nd and 4 for UE at the 17-yard line of the Wildcats. Chad Eldridge now looking in the backfield for Union Endicott, checking in for Mabry. 2nd and 4 yards to go for the Tigers. The handoff, Eldridge with plenty of space, gets the first down and plenty more. As he'll get tackled at about the 9-yard line.
And once more, that is a big time carry from Chad Eldridge. Just a quick cut to burst and find his way through the second level defense of West Genesee. And obviously it's enough to put himself inside the 10, a fresh set of downs. And now a chance here for the Wildcats to extend their lead.
Mabry checked back in. Palambero also back in the game as the H-back. The handoff to Mabry off the right side. He gets a good block. He's inside the pylon. Touchdown, Tigers. 9-yard touchdown for Robert Mabry. His first touchdown of the game. And the Tigers extend their lead to 26-18.
And Joe, I think it's really a tale of two games, because when you look at last week, Baldwinsville was only able to eclipse 38 yards on the ground on 14 carries. And the amount of yards that Union Endicott has on the ground tonight is much different compared to what Baldwinsville put up on West Genesee a week ago.
The extra point good by Cooper Morgan is 27-18. Union Endicott extending their lead against West Genesee. And once again, a great drive by the Tigers here in Camillus.
And when we kind of look back at the special teams side of things for both teams, the difference right now of this being a 2-score game and a 1-score game is 1 extra point. And we've seen 2 extra points missed from West Genesee and a failed 2-point conversion.
So a 9-point game here. To update you on Robert Mabry, he has, as I have tallied, 22 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown. As West Genesee finally get the ball back, as the Tigers ate up plenty of clock in this third quarter with the ground game, with conversions on third down. As Morgan is gearing up to kick off once again for the Tigers.
But we talked about this being a 2-score game, but the game is far from over. A lot of time left in the third quarter and the fourth going forward.
That one picked up by Bullock. Tackled near the 31-yard line with plenty of force. Looked to be Kayshawn Mitchell on the tackle for Union Endicott. Big time tackle, and sets up West Genesee at about the 32. He was ruled down.
And Kayshawn Mitchell, you'll see him make a lot of great plays defensively. But the thing with this Union Endicott squad is they have a lot of guys on defense that can play special teams for them, whether that's being a gunner or any other position on the special teams side of things. They have a lot of versatility amongst their players, and a big time play there from number 21, Mitchell.
Ali Molina checked back in, dumping it off the wheel route. Incomplete, looking for Savian Streif. Incomplete, his head wasn't even around.
Yeah, the blitz brought by UE just kind of shook Molina up a little bit, and he tried hitting the pass out of the backfield on the far sideline, which, if completed, could have gone for as far as a touchdown, but just not enough on the ball, bringing up 2nd down and 10.
Since the Wildcats' 4th drive of the game, that Mayweather scored his 4th touchdown on the ground of the season. It's been a 9-0 unanswered run for the Tigers. 2nd and 10, Molina going towards his left. That one is caught. Looked like it was Brody Knox for a 1st down and about 2 more to move the chains.
Yeah, and Brody Knox continues to have a phenomenal evening and night, churning his legs on the far sideline, pushing forward for a 1st down. You just love to see that there from number 6.
6 catches for 86 yards, Brody Knox. Clock stopped at 2 minutes and 27 seconds for the moment, as it will continue to wind now. As the lead official is asking for the reset of a play clock. And now the game clock will continue to wind yet again. New set of downs at the 44-yard line of the Wildcats. Molina hand that one off. and taken down at the 49-yard line. It looked to be Jaden Mayweather's. Excuse me, Xavier Streif. Solid gain of 5. Streif has 5 carries for 15 yards tonight. Again, this ground game of the Wildcats has not really been potent. The leading rushers tied are Mayweather's and Streif, both at 15 yards.
And head coach Joe Corley wants to see this run game going because it is a pivotal part of their offense, having the amount of yards they did a week ago.
2nd and 5. Molina going to take a shot deep. Looking for Dufford. Batted away. Incomplete.
And defensively there, the defensive back did a nice job of just swatting the ball away. May have not have had a clean look at it, but just batting it away, not allowing the receiver to have a chance at it. Great job there by James.
Yeah, Jasir James, we've seen that twice in this game today, where he's making very close plays. One of them he got called for a pass interference. This time makes a much more clean play. May not have been the best of balls, but 3rd and 5. Molina gonna step up, gonna take off crossing the 50. Gets tackled right near the down marker. He may just be a little shy of the 1st down. But that is a positive gain nonetheless for West Genesee.
And it's right there, Joe. They're going to spot this ball. They might bring out the chain gang for this one, but just right there on the marker.
Yeah, you sure would love seeing the spot marking as something that's being lost in the game today, especially in the NFL now with the implementation of virtual measurements.
And
you don't get to see this as much anymore today.
no, not necessarily. In a timeout, it's going to be taken here by West Genesee. Kind of an interesting approach on the timeout. Obviously, a big spot in the game. It's 4th and 1. And, Joe, this might be the play of the game because if you do not convert on this, you are giving a red-hot Tigers offense the ball just shy of midfield. But at the same time, you also might want to think about conserving those timeouts because of what could potentially lead in the 4th quarter. But nonetheless, this might be the biggest play of the game.
So a timeout was called. Wasn't able to catch who called it from either team, but they'd end up not actually bringing out the chains as we thought they would. So they'll set about 4th and inches for this West Genesee offense, and potentially the biggest play of the game to keep the Wildcats alive and what has been 9-0 unanswered scored by the Tigers. Molina under center. Actually, will be in the Wildcat, carrying it himself, but for a loss. Stuffed in the backfield for a loss of about 4 yards, not even close.
brought by Ray Bullock. And Bullock bounces around a couple, staying alive. Flags on the field, but we'll see if it stands.
Yeah, looked to be like he got grabbed by his face mask. This should be on the Tigers. Would have liked to see him bounce it more towards the sideline out there. He looked like he had a live space, and he was going against the kicker and Cooper Morgan. I think he really could have had a beat on Morgan out there on the boundary. He could have potentially taken that one back. He had a 90-yard kickoff returning touchdown just last week against Baldwinsville.
And the thing to note here, Joe, obviously 7:53 to go, down at 17, but if this can turn into a 2 or 3 play drive for West Genesee, the game, what was 3 scores, is now just down 2, and the game's flipped like that.
Again, you talk about how it could be flipped, but how it already was flipped by not making any of your extra points. This could have been, you know, easily a 2-score game instead of a 3-score game, just by how they've not been able to punch in extra points by block, not being able to punch in a 2-point conversion try. So now they're in Tigers territory, and after this penalty, they're almost knocking on the door of the red zone to punch in what would be their first touchdown in quite a while. Haven't scored in a long time.
And the 15-yard penalty is going to advance West Genesee all the way to the 25-yard line of Union Endicott.
Easily the best field position that West Genesee has had since the end of the first half.
And now shotgun look for Molina. He'll throw it to the near side, and it looked like it was intended for Evan Dufford. Looked like Chavez got a hand on it. Tipped it incomplete.
Yeah, you just can't be having those dropped passes when your team needs you with 7:48 left on this stopped clock. Down 3 scores, you need these plays to be positive. So that's a big drop right there, but nonetheless, an incomplete pass stops the clock. So there's no rush right now offensively.
Shotgun look once more, the motion from right to left. Molina drops back. He'll find his man on the screen. Blockers in front. Rumbling and stumbling and blown up at the 10. It's going to be enough for a first down, but a big hit by the Endicott defense.
Yeah, what a great play call on the screen to get Jaden Mayweather's, but Chad Eldridge, yet again, we've said his name plenty of times tonight, just absolutely blowing up that play in the back end. It is a first down, but that's how you impose your will and send a message.
Now ball on the 10, 1st and 10. Mayweather's the back to the left of Molina. Shotgun look. Molina takes a snap, drops back, throws that one inside, looking for Knox, but that's going to go incomplete. 2nd down and 10. And we talked about it earlier, Joe, on how the quarterback, Molina, just kept looking for Knox over and over and over again, and now in the later stages of the game just continues to go back to his #1 target.
Yeah, again, he's dominated the receiving game for this offense of the Wildcats. 6 catches for 86 yards. And that last screen reception was only the 3rd other guy to get a pass from Molina. We saw 6 different guys last week for this offense get a reception.
2nd down and 10, Molina once more. Molina rolls out right. He'll throw it over the middle, caught, touchdown!
Well, ask and you shall receive. I believe that's the man he was looking for in Knox. 10-yard touchdown to make this now an 11-point game, and not out of it just yet is West Genesee.
Molina extending the play, finding his #1 target, that being number 6, Brody Knox.
Got to know where he is on the field. Great scramble by Molina. Now up to 96 receiving yards is Knox.
And now the point after attempt for West Genesee is no good once more.
Yeah, just a shanked extra point kick right there. And again, no extra points secured by the special teams unit for West Genesee. 4 touchdowns in the game. the first one they've had since the second quarter, in which they took the lead 18-14, but now they find themselves down 11 with 7 minutes to go. And, you just got to have those go in. We've seen 2 blocked today. We've seen an unsuccessful 2-point try. But great drive offensively, taking advantage of a penalty with the face mask off Bullock's return. Great offense right there. First touchdown to punch it in the end. And great improvisation by Molina.
And we talk about the special teams indifferences for West Genesee. They've done a real nice job in the return game. But it's the extra point attempts. It's the 2-point conversions that keeps the Wildcats in a 2-score game instead of it being a 1-score game.
Yeah, I mean, a touchdown could essentially have them leading by now if they were able to still get those successful extra point tries. And like you said, they're down 2 scores because of those mixed extra points and 2-point tries. Nonetheless, they still have a very good chance to win this game, which is hilarious. They're not out of it just yet, but that is a positive sign, like you saw in that last drive, that they still have life. Defense just has to get more stops.
You are tuned in to CNY Athletics coverage of New York High School football on CNYAthletics.com. Tune in to our social pages, CNY Athletics on X/Twitter, and then follow Western New York Athletics on all social platforms, that being Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, etc. And now the onside kick attempt's going to be squibbed. Ball bounces. We'll see if they can get 2. And it looks like it's recovered by Aiden Matthews. And it kind of looked like a flying V look out of the Mighty Ducks. They kind of just huddled up and broke. Kicked the ball maybe a little too far for their liking, but either way, gotta respect the attempt here with 6:50 to go.
Yeah, I have to say from experience, if you're on a hands team, it is scary. Now, that was an organized onside trick. That was supposed to catch UE by surprise, but it's never easy to pick those balls up off a crazy bounce, especially when it comes up the middle of the field. Nonetheless, great awareness by this Tiger special teams unit. Let's see what they do with 6:49 left.
First down and 10 from the 40. Mabry gets his number called. He'll take his yardage and run out of bounds on the far sideline.
He's just making it look easy. One of the more light carries you've seen today for Robert Mabry. Gain of about 5 yards.
It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 45.
This Wildcats defense is going to need a turnover more than ever in this game.
Both teams still have all their timeouts. Mabry still into the game. His number gets called once more. Mabry breaks free. Still going and brought down at the opposing 45 by Streif.
Yeah, running into his own man, but another great carry. Gain of about 11. He's just getting it by chunks in the second half. You saw a lot of this in the end of the first quarter and halfway through the second quarter, but he slowed down a little bit in the third quarter thanks to some adjustments by this Wildcats defense, but he has caught fire in the fourth. Up to 138 yards on the ground.
And now the carry once more back to Mabry. It will go for a couple. We'll bring up 2nd down and 9. And head coach Tommy Bellino had this to say about starting quarterback Joey Gennarelli. Joe is a dynamic player. You can see him anywhere on the field, offense, defense, wherever, which we have seen as a returner. And it'll be fun to watch him grow as a quarterback, as a football player, and as a leader. And you can say that he's grown as a quarterback tonight, Joe, and as a leader. And now 2nd down and 9. The carry once more to Mabry. He'll push forward for about a gain of 5. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short.
30th carry of the game.
A workhorse.
Yeah, just absolutely working his tail off tonight for his offense, trying to drain that clock. And they're almost there, leading by 11, just under 5 minutes.
And that's a big-time run by Gennarelli. And, you know, it just goes back to the quote we just said from head coach Tommy Bellino. And, Joe, this is not a team that played like they had a record of 1-9 last year.
Yeah, I mean, you got to love this if you're Coach Bellino. The heart your team is showing, even facing adversity, you know, being down in the game multiple times.
Mabry gets his number called again. Mabry following his blockers down the far sideline. A statement night for number 44, Robert Mabry.
33 yards to the house, Robert Mabry. Just a spectacular night. I'm just getting tired of counting these stats over and over again. He just keeps getting gain after a gain. But you know who's even more tired? It's got to be this West Genesee front seven, who he's wearing down, along with this dynamic offensive line that's putting on a clinic in the trenches. They have found a way to pound the rock time and time again. And the Wildcats have no answer, and the lead is back to being a 17-point game for now.
And now for the point after attempt, Cooper Mason has his one blocked. And it will stay a 17-point game on the block by Shakir Jones. Jones missed the last extra point, comes back on the other side of the special teams side of things, blocking the kick attempt from Cooper Morgan. Stating that, Joe, they had a rough year last year, and it's UE football. We rebuild, recharge, and move forward, and you can see the offseason and training camp on full display here.
I mean, seriously, like, we didn't know how this team was going to look coming into the ball game, and we talked with the coaches before. They didn't know how the team was going to look also. I mean, it's their first game. We already knew that West Genesee had already played last week, so you've seen guys look battered here and there. We've seen some injury concerns, not injury concerns, but guys that are banged up because it's the first game of the season, maybe being out of breath, maybe being a little bit tired and winded. But they found a way to persevere. They found a way to pound the rock, and they have a problem with this backfield with Joey Gennarelli and Robert Mabry.
And this being an out-of-section, non-league matchup, but this coaching staff says we're just going to take it one game at a time and hopefully win a Section 4 title. Big goals in store and in front for Union Endicott. And now the kickoff. Returned here by the Wildcats, pushed out of bounds at about the 25. And a flag's going to be thrown as number 22, Freddie Cross, was pushed out of bounds a little bit late. You see the bench there for West Genesee not liking it, coming to the aid of the junior.
Yeah, you don't want to see these penalties late in the game now. You played all of these minutes leading up to this stage. Now it's time just to play clean. Yeah, not at all. So now it's time just to go back to the drawing board because, not at all. So now it's time just to go back to the drawing board because it almost looks out of reach. I don't want to count them out just yet, but you know, you're down 17 in these late stages in your home stadium. Your defense has almost been demoralized. You've only scored 6 points in the second half. There is work to be done, but again, game not over just yet. You have a chance to finish off this campaign in the game off the right way.
And now 1st and 10. The screen out wide. And it'll be whistled down as the pass to Colton Keller was completed, but downed right away. We'll bring up 2nd down and long. But once again, when speaking to head coach Joe Corley for West Genesee before the game, I thought this was very interesting, Joe. A former assistant coach at Ithaca College before his time here. And now the screen near side. Multiple tacklers for the Tigers on the ball carrier, that being Evan Dufford. And not much to be gained there. But a former assistant coach at Ithaca College before he came here over to West Genesee. He's been here since 2005. And on July 8th, 2005, that's when he got the call to come here and be part of the coaching staff for West Genesee, which now he's been on for 21 years, 18 as a head coach. And a flag will be called here. But the person who called him was Steve Bush. At the time, he was an assistant coach at Syracuse under Paul Pasqualoni before coming to West Genesee. And a few years later, Steve Bush went on to become the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. So some pretty cool coaching tree there for Steve Bush, and obviously Joe Corley to be part of that in all the years he's been here.
A really cool factoid. And you love to see loyalty for sure at the high school level, being bought into training up the next generation.
And now a thrown downfield and caught. Molina finds his man for the first down, that being number 4, Evan Dufford.
16-yard gain, second catch for yards. He's been targeted 3 times today.
Dufford, who exited the game for a little bit, coming back in. That's good to see, and we will see an offside here. False start against the offense. They'll back them up, so the 16 yards gained by West Genesee is going to back them up a bit here, Joe. But yeah, just going back, I think it was a pretty cool little factoid when having the chance to speak with Coach Corley, you know, because you don't always see that. You know, obviously, Steve Bush went on to have a good coaching career in the NFL for Miami. Now first down and 15. Ball on the 39. Whistles blown, flags fly. It's going to be a delay of game against West Genesee.
And here come the flags. We've seen this arise in the last 10 minutes or so after really it's been a majority clean game by both teams, if we're being honest. You could say some unwise penalties here and there. But for the majority of the game, we haven't seen many false starts, many offsides. But it's picked up lately with a dead ball hit out of bounds on the return, and now an offsides and a false start and a delay of game.
And now the penalty will back them up onto the 44. First down and 20. Molina looking for it all. And it's caught, but out of bounds. And that's going to bring up second down and 20 on the 44. It was a good look there for Molina, but just a little too outside for the intended target, that being Brody Knox. But I mean, Joe, looking at this schedule coming up here for Union Endicott, you know, they got a chance here to keep rolling with games against Corning, Payne, and Post, and then at home against Elmira.
I mean, what a start. What more could you want if you're Tommy Molina? That's just about to be second down and long. But yeah, what a dynamic start. The schedule should be your friend. You have a great offense. And as I was saying, with a great offense like we've seen tonight, a great run game. If you have a dynamic run game with a great O-line, the sky can be the limit for your team. As it looks like we have an injured player on the field for the Tigers.
And with that, we will take a quick break here and be back. Back here live from Mike Misser Field. Here from West Genesee High School in Camillus, New York. The 15 in the fourth quarter, 3rd and 20. And the play is blown dead. We'll see what the officials.
Looks to be offsides,
Yeah.
I believe, on Union Endicott.
And if so, that a bit of a break there for West Genesee in a 3rd and 20 situation. Which will move them up 5 yards, back to 39. And we 3rd down and 15. 2:14 to go. Dropping back. Molina. Brought down. It's a loss of 2. They'll bring up 4th down.
Just dynamic right there by the defensive line. Nowhere to hide for Ale Molina.
And a flag is thrown. A little extra curricular activity after the whistle. Another player is down for Union Endicott with that. We will take a quick break here on CNYAthletics.com. Back here from Mike Misser Field. The player for Union Endicott got up safely and back to the sideline. The penalty was on West Genesee, making it 4th and 31. The pass complete, but short of the yard to gain. That one caught by Colton Keller. And that will be a turnover on downs with 1:51 to go. We will see the UE offense back onto the field once again, and probably for the final time in this matchup.
Yeah, so it's just not been fun in the second half, as I was explaining last quarter for this West Genesee offense. Since that 18-14 leading touchdown by Jaden Mayweather, which was his 4th of the year. It's been an interception from Molina to Eldridge. It's been a punt, a turnover on downs, another punt, and then they got that 10-yard touchdown to Brody Knox to be their first touchdown since the second quarter about 20 minutes ago. And then you just saw again another turnover on downs. Just inconsistent in these last few drives for this offense. If they can get back to where they were in that first half, where they were actually putting up more consistent, efficient plays, they'll be just all right. But you have to get back to the drawing board this week.
And as this game is wrapping up, it looks like Union Endicott will just elect to kneel out the ball. And with that, we will hear a word from our sponsors for the final time in this game. Damon University. Damon University is a private non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Kneeling out the ball once more, 1:05 to go. Logistics Plus of Buffalo for all your transportation needs. Full truckload, LTL dedicated, and drop trailer moves. Logistics Plus of Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and right here in Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Third down and 11, and once again, UE will kneel the ball and run out the clock. Last couple words from our sponsors. Stanley Law Firm, with locations in New York and Pennsylvania. Stanley Law combines the work of experience and dedicated personnel injury lawyers. Central New York offices conventionally located in Rochester, Watertown, and Syracuse, and Binghamton. Call 888-687-3984. SUNY Cortland. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. And lastly, Patriot Home Solutions. At Patriot Home Solutions in Syracuse, New York, we help homeowners protect what matters. Most with reliable, energy-efficient upgrades, Patriot Home Solutions brings trustworthy service and real results to every project. Visit callpatriothomesolutions.com for a free quote. The final score in this matchup, 41 for Union Endicott and 24 for West Genesee. Before we sign off, Joe, any final thoughts?
Yeah, just a dominating effort, especially on the ground by this UE offense. You saw it after that first response that they had, to get back down in the end zone after, as they're celebrating after West Genesee was able to get in the board to start off the game. But from that point on, especially in the third quarter, Robert Mabry, it was just his show all game long. I have it tallied at about 31 carries, a workhorse for about 180-ish yards, and 2 touchdowns. Undoubtedly my player of the game, but you also can't talk about this without Joey Gennarelli, who was also great on the ground, also through the air. Just great all game long, 14 carries for 68 yards also, while being the sheriff in the backfield for his Tigers. If you're Tommy Bellino, you are hopeful for sure. What an opening way to start off your season. Again, this team had a head start on you tonight in West Genesee, and you found a way, to play a very clean offensive game. Not a lot of penalties, some silly things here and there that you might want to clean up, but for the majority of the game, a very clean performance.
As Union Endicott, in their first game of the season, moved to 1-0. West Genesee moves to 1-1. We just want to thank you to everyone who tuned into this non-section, non-league matchup between the Section 4 team, Union Endicott, and the Section 3 team, West Genesee. Coverage for tonight's game has been on CNYAthletics.com, CentralNewYorkAthletics.com, your coverage for all New York high school sports. For Conan McLaughlin, Aaron McLaughlin, Joe Duffy, and myself, Evan Harrington, we want to thank you once again for tuning in to tonight's matchup between Union Endicott and West Genesee. Take care, have a great night, and stay safe.